It's when you let go of any expectation of having a relationship is when you become much more open. It's like you start to create this space where you may naturally allow that type of connection to occur. Hey guys, I'm Jonathan White. I'm here to help you master your sexual energy so you can manifest your ideal life. Make sure you get my free ejaculation control course through the link in the video description below. So I'm here with my partner Mariah. We are on vacation in Key West, Florida right now, and just wanted to talk about how to manifest your ideal partner. This is something that people have been asking me a lot about. I was fortunate to manifest an amazing goddess to be with. We've been together for almost 4 years now. And just wanted to share a bit, my own insights on attracting a partner that's a good match for you, right? Not just in a superficial way, but in a deeper context. So I think a lot of people try to get into relationships out of desperation. It's arising from a loneliness that's within yourself. Like I have this hole within myself. I need to fill it. I need to fill it with drugs. Or I need to fill it with this person, and it becomes a very desperate attempt, to fill something within yourself. And when you approach a relationship from that way, you're coming into it from a space of lack. You're coming into it from a space of emptiness. So when you're in a relationship based on, needing something from the other person, eventually you're going to deplete each other, right? It's not a sustainable way to be in a relationship, right? So I think it's important to, first of all, get yourself on a balanced level. Do the inner work, right? So that you're not coming into it out of the space of I need this or I need that, but you learn to fill yourself up from within, by doing internal practice, doing meditation, to, release your mommy daddy issues, release these Disney fantasies and porn-based fantasies that you have that are really blocking you from having fulfilling relationships in your life. Basically, you need to become that which you wish to attract, right? It's kind of a basic principle is that you can only attract that which you are a vibrational match with. So of course, if you have all these underlying issues, limiting beliefs, then you're always going to attract someone who reflects that. So when it comes to trying to attract a certain type of partner, you have to really honestly ask yourself, am I a match for this type of person? Do I embody these qualities that I'm looking for in a partner?
So I think it's equally important for females to come from that point of not looking to be saved or looking for a sugar daddy or whatever it is that is just really, really commonly brought into our culture and our society of the reasons why we get into relationships, and making sure that you're really coming from a grounded, centered, whole place first. And to get really specific, something that I did, I think a year or two before Johnny and I met, was actually writing out a list of all the different qualities and different things that I wanted to experience with a partner and how that would feel. And then matching that up with who do I need to become in order to actually be a match for that. And I'd been on a really deep personal journey for years before we got together, and I think that really laid the foundation to actually allow us to propel our relationship. When you understand yourself, it's easier to recognize greatness in other people. And so it's really easy to recognize and focus more on things that are good in other people. And it helps you in any kind of relationship, whether that's just platonic or if you are looking for a more intimate relationship, it helps you quickly see and appreciate the different things that you like in people. Something really similar with that I've seen in just adult life in general is like looking at a bunch of different houses online that you like and picking out, okay, I like the kitchen in this one, I like the bathroom in that one, I like this in this one. And the more that you recognize the different things you appreciate and that you like, the more you're attracting all of those in one house to you. And so I think really recognizing all of those qualities within ourselves that we appreciate, that we do embody, and the things that we're still working on that other people embody that we really appreciate.
And I think one of the big themes that I see and men who are coming to me asking how do I attract an amazing partner and things like that is they're approaching it from a very superficial standpoint. It's like, oh, I just need to make money, I just need to sculpt this body. And when you're trying to attract a partner based on these very superficial qualities, then you're going to attract a superficial partner, right? Who is only dating you because of these external qualities and not for who you are, but because of the money you have, because of what your body looks like. And they may be quick to abandon you for someone else who has more money or a better body, right? And unfortunately, this is how most people in our superficial world are, right? So you have to kind of get out of the norm, right? And maybe seek someone who isn't, that type of person. Because for me personally, when I met Mariah, I wasn't making very much money. In the beginning, when we first met, you obviously weren't with me for my money. Obviously now I'm, we've manifested financial abundance, but you could have been with, a number of other guys who were making much more money than me. So clearly that wasn't her drive. So obviously you're not going to meet someone like this, at a bar, maybe not through Tinder, things like that. If you're just looking for this, superficial based hookup, then that's what you're going to find. But if you want someone deeper, it's like, where do you find someone who's more conscious, who's more aware, so that you can have not just this superficial connection. Obviously the physical sexual connection is an important part, but also someone who you emotionally resonate with, someone who you spiritually resonate with. There's these different layers of attraction. Most people are completely focused on the physical, the superficial, which is a very shaky foundation to build your relationship upon. And so you have to ask yourself, where would I meet someone who's doing spiritual work, who's doing emotional clearing work, right? Maybe you would meet them at like yoga workshops, meditation workshops, something like that. You start to see where would these kinds of people hang out with, and you are more likely to meet a more quality partner, we could say.
And I think another aspect to that could even be releasing it completely and not looking to find a specific type of person in a specific place. And so that was actually exactly what happened with me. I had used Tinder and Bumble while traveling, mostly to meet people and figure out like where are the best places to eat, like where can we go, like what are the things to do. And then when I actually started using it for dating, I was very surprised at the kinds of dates that I was getting. And so I finally just completely gave up, and I was like, whatever, like I'm just gonna focus on enjoying my life, and I'm gonna meet the right person in the right place at the right time. And I actually deleted the Bumble app, and the next day was like, oh, I was talking to a few people, I'll go back and get their numbers, and then we matched. And then we met up the next day and have been pretty inseparable ever since. So for me, it was completely releasing it that the next day brought us together. So why not play with both? Why not play with going to the yoga studio or workshop or whatever it is that you might meet other people, whether they're just friends or something more than that, and also release the need and desire to like hurry up and get into a relationship.
That really comes into that, coming from a place of desperation. Like, I need this relationship, I need it now, I'm looking for it, I'm trying to find this. And I think it is important to let go of that. It's when you let go of any expectation of having a relationship is when you become much more open. It's like you start to create this space where you may naturally allow that type of connection to occur. Because again, when you're in that space of desperation, you're like, there's this person, and oh, do they want to date me? Do they want to be with me forever? Just like we start to project all these things and like get into this like really kind of little boy needy, emotionally insecure state, which really kills a lot of relationships. So just being disconnected in some ways, just being okay with like, okay, I love myself, I enjoy being single, I enjoy my life, I do the things I want to do. And if I meet this person who wants to share this with me, that's great, but not being overly attached to that. We have so much conditioning from movies and from like, this Disney fairy tale of like, there's one person I'm going to meet and be with for the rest of my life. It's going to be perfect. And it's not very realistic a lot of the times. It's like a relationship is something that you build. It's something that you cultivate. And so we have this whole, groups of people like the red pill movement saying that, oh, because this, these women hurt me, therefore every woman is a whore, every woman just wants men for their money, and they start to become the victim, and they find other men to play victim with and tell all these stories. And you just get into a very toxic experience. You start to just tell yourself all these stories of toxic experiences with the opposite sex, and reality that every single person is unique, every person is coming from a different place, and what you are experiencing in a relationship is always a mirror of something that is within yourself. So if you're seeing these certain patterns over and over in relationships, me personally, I was seeing certain patterns in relationships that were occurring over and over again, and I was playing the victim for a while, but then I realized that it was from some pattern that I had within myself, this sort of neediness that I had within myself that was getting me into these victim type situations. And once I let go of that, I stopped playing out that dynamic and opened up space for an amazing partner in my life.
So when you're going into situations with this, it's really important to make sure you're coming from the energy of, my life is already amazing and whole and complete and wonderful, and I want to invite someone else in to enjoy this with me, versus kind of like he already mentioned, either having a hole or having this mentality of like, where's someone that I can just like lock them down. Like, I feel like that's something that we hear very, very often, is just like, gotta lock her down, whatever, put a ring on it. Even just saying that, it like feels like such a disgusting energy of like, you don't want to lock anything down. Like, we're all free, we're all sovereign beings, we can all do whatever we want to do, think, say, whatever. Nobody is gonna enjoy a relationship like that. Well, if you do attract someone into that situation, it's probably not gonna last, it's probably not gonna end up being that much fun. So just coming to this with the energy of already being full, already being happy, already loving life, and just wanting to amplify that with someone who matches that energy.
I think a lot of people approach marriage almost as like a trap, like, oh, this person can't escape if I marry them, right? Then they're stuck with me, they can't get away, right? It's this desperation, it's trying to like constrict and hold things in place, because they're afraid that that person will leave them or something like that. And that leads to stagnance in relationships. I think one of the reasons divorce is so common in marriages is because people approach it in that way, because the feelings that you're feeling for someone, it's all in the moment, right? You say, I want to be with you forever. And that's how you're feeling in this current moment, because the future is an illusion, right? You may feel differently in 2 minutes, right? And so again, relationship is a process. It's something you cultivate, right? And it's always changing. And if you and your partner eventually grow in different directions, then there's nothing inherently wrong with that, right? We are here to learn things from each other, and nothing really lasts forever, right? Everything changes, but it's possible to grow with each other. And obviously that requires communication. It requires cultivation together. And I think that's why doing practices like, sacred sexuality, tantra, sexual kung fu allows you to form a much deeper connection with someone, a more intimate and conscious exchange of your energy, and the tools to navigate through any difficulties that arise in your relationship.
And on that note, being very, very honest and open and true to yourself from the very beginning, and not putting on a show or putting on your best face for the first date or the first 12 dates or whatever, just being yourself, so that there's no point when the relationship changes because, oh, you're not who I thought you were. You're just being yourself the whole time. And like I said, communicating as things change and communicating as feelings and emotions and environments and everything shift.
If you put on an act to attract someone, like you're playing the pickup artist, or you're trying to be the ultra dominant alpha male type, you're lying to yourself, you're lying to the person, you're forcing something, and it takes a lot of energy to hold that personality, which isn't truly you. And eventually it's going to have to let go of it. It becomes exhausting, right? So you might as well be honest, to be true to yourself, to be who you truly are, present yourself in an authentic way when you're dating, or else you're just going to get yourself into a situation where you have to kind of walk on eggshells and pretend that you're someone who you're not to sustain it. So if you want to learn the tools to establish fulfillment within yourself, to clear negative emotions and old patterns that are being repeated in your life, and learn to channel your sexual energy and have deeper connections to both yourself and your partner, check out my Multi-Orgasmic Man 6-week course for men. We also have a Multi-Orgasmic Goddess 4-week course for women. You can find those through the links in the description below. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, and leave a comment below. What are your thoughts about manifesting an ideal partner? Have a great day, my friends.